Mike, we're looking forward to this afternoon. Of course, two former county players are coming down to join us today. We've got Michael Rains and Andy Halls coming along to Edgeley Park this afternoon. It's going to be a really exciting day.
Yeah, it's going to be good to see them again. Of course, we've got Gaz coming from the current team, and both Andy and Rainsy both played well over 100 games for us here. Bit of a baptism of fire for Halsey away at Leeds as a 16-year-old. But worked with them both plenty of times in my 10 years here, so it's going to be nice to see them.
Well, listen, Mike, congratulations. 10 years here at Edgeley Park. How did you first get into photography?
Thanks, John. It doesn't feel like 10 years, but it did genuinely start quite a lot longer ago than that. My dad got me into it as a hobby, just as a young boy, I suppose. He's been photographing motorsport since the 60s, so
right.
A long time before I was born. You see cameras around, you enjoy something that, like sport, you pick them up, you have a go, don't you? My uncle gave me an old Zenith SLR from Russia, and it sort of carried on from there, really.
What makes a great photograph, in your opinion?
There's a lot of things that make great photographs. Some photographs are beautiful. Some are all about the context. Say, for instance, a goal's been scored here. It could just be quite angry-looking faces in a manner, but there's passion in there. You can see the feeling that the guys have got. You almost feel it yourself because it's so passionate. There's obviously a lot of relief in some goals being scored. The faces are important. It's something that we really connect with as human beings.
So, Mike, what's been your favourite picture and why?
One goes back to sort of early days when I only just started coming here. It was a late equaliser from Leon McSweeney against Huddersfield. It was a lucky shot in a few respects, because I'd actually come back over to this side of the pitch where I used to meet the commercial manager at the time, because we used to have to do the man of the match picture at full time. So I'd come to where he came with the sponsors to do the photograph. So there I am, sat pitch side. Leon puts this equaliser in the back of the net, and him and 5 or 6 other players literally peel around and run straight towards me. And like we were saying about emotion, it's just beaming smiles, the Cheadle lens full behind them. Obviously there's the emotion of it being a late equaliser and sort of enhances it a little. It's just, I don't know, it makes me smile every time I look at it. I'd hope it makes a lot of people smile, and we've actually had it recreated at wall size. Well, I think they are bigger than life size actually in the players' entrance.
Do you think players sometimes deliberately try and get in the shot, particularly when they're celebrating a goal?
Not always, because I think emotion takes over. A lot of the time they'll go running for the fans, they'll go running for the guy who set the goal up. For me it's fantastic because you know you're getting a great celebration shot literally every time the guy puts the ball in the back of the net. So, I mean, if they do that every week, I'd be laughing.
Boys, welcome back to Edgeley Park. Andy, first of all, what's it like being back?
It's quite strange, really. I've not been back in a while, in a couple of years. I think last time I came back was in a pre-season friendly when I played for Macclesfield, but it's totally different coming back as an opponent of a team, or coming back today and seeing like some familiar faces. No, but it's nice.
Michael, great memories, of course, from Edgeley Park, from your time with Stockport County. You still love coming here?
I do, yeah. You've not changed a bit. No, but like I said, we had some real good times here. This is where it all started for me, so it's nice to come back.
Interested as well, I mean, you've stayed in touch with Mike Petch, and even to the point that he's taking pictures at your wedding.
can't shake him off, can we? Can't shake him off. Like, no, Mike did me the honour of being my photographer at the wedding, and you did. I would say you did a fantastic job, mate. No, you did. It couldn't have gone any smoother, and yeah, it was a nice day all round.
In terms of the photography that you've seen down the years, how important is it, those images that you see on the back of the paper, how important is it to the lads?
I think now you don't really appreciate it, but I reckon when you're older, I reckon that's when it'll mean the most to you. Like, I've got a couple of pictures now that I look back on from years when I was here and when I've been at other clubs, and it triggers little memories that you may forget about, people that are in the pictures with you, that bring back stories, that bring back little things, because obviously day-to-day life you don't remember everything, but then little snapshots can bring back a million memories.
And Andy, I think you even did some modelling work with Petch, is that right?
Yeah, I think I've been Mike's sort of guinea pig from any time he needed a model. Well, half-looking, good-looking guy, he fucking fit me in. Well, last time I did it, he said, oh, he saw you were second choice. Last time he said it, he said, oh, I tried to get someone else in, but it wasn't available, so you're the second choice, so I'll remember that next time he asks.
We've also mocked Andy up in a wedding here at Edgeley Park, actually.
Yeah, there's a couple of pictures up there, which that was a strange sort of photo shoot to put in next to a bride, but it was a good experience in the end, I suppose.
It's been a mixed decade really for Stockport County, but in terms of the players that you played with, let's be honest, the goal scorers, the strikers, did they go looking for the cameraman, do you think?
I definitely would. If I was a striker, I'd definitely know where the cameras were when I scored a goal. It's just one of them things, isn't it? You score a goal and you want to get your picture taken and put in the paper as a goal scorer. And like you mentioned before, it's just people talk about, oh, seeing you in the paper, and when you see it yourself, it's just that sort of like special sort of occasion. You do get a nice feeling out of seeing yourself in the paper. So it's something that you're going to look back on when you, like Michael said, when you finish your career and sort of treasure them.
Do you still keep those stills?
I don't have many, to be fair. I'm not that sort of personality where I look at photos and stuff, but I know my mum has got quite a lot from my Stockport days because I was young and sort of it was like my first professional sort of debuts and stuff like that. So it's going to be nice to look back on and show my kids when I have kids and stuff like that. So I'm glad that my mum's got a few in a photo album.
And Michael, I can remember after games the lads go into Mike and saying, can I have a look at the pictures that you've got, and ask him for prints?
Only if you won. Only if you won. To be fair, us defenders, we didn't really get many nice pictures, I don't think. It's always heading it in your face.
You're on one of my best.
That was one good one, but we're celebrating them, aren't we? But no, I think action shots, we're sort of putting our face on the line, so we don't really get too glamorous photo. When you're like shooting, about to score, mate, do we? So, no, the ones we've got saved are not the best.
Oh, guys.
Chaps.
Hi, mate.
Come on. See you. Come on, show them what you can do. Let's get on the pitch.
Come on, man, let's see what you've got.
Oh, man. Sorry, mate.
We've got meetings that are already.
No, I just want a clean ball from your head.
I'll do something. You get a ball?
So Mike, in terms of photography, what's the next big thing going to be? What's the next big development, do you think?
I know what I want my developments to be, and that's into areas like getting images out much faster. So you've probably noticed that there are football clubs out there who, we call it live tweeting if you like, where they'll have somebody sat in the stands literally receiving what I'm taking as I'm taking it, and then putting things out on social media platforms. It's becoming more prevalent in photography in general. So I think that's how I'd like to develop my photography. I don't know if things are changing a great deal from a general photography point of view. It was always about how many pixels your camera had and that sort of thing, but that's sort of slowed itself down now, and I think we've sort of learned that it's not all about more. It's about getting the quality out.
And personally, what What's the one picture you'd like to take in the next 5 or 10 years?
It's got to be promotion, isn't it? It's got to be those scenes. It's got to be that dressing room champagne moments. And I don't just mean promotion from the division we're in now either, although we obviously need that first. But I think getting it back into the Football League. I mean, I remember photographing the lads on the steps at the town hall after promotion into League One, and it's amazing. Seeing the A6 blocked up the way it was and all that sort of stuff. The fact that we got that our moment, the open top bus moment, it's brilliant, and the town needs that back.
Well, look, we're going to have a look at the goal, Gary, that you scored against Salford City last season. Your former club, of course, Salford City, and this has been the subject of one of the best photographs I think we've seen here at Edgeley Park. Just talk us through the goal.
Well, we're not really there yet. This is an aimless throw by Mark Ross. It comes out, and we end up winning the ball back, and then we give it away again, and I think we win it back again. But I always remember this goal because obviously I only score like 1 or 2 a season, so it sticks in the mind.
Courtney involved.
And now Sam wins it there.
Sam gets it back.
Courtney Mippen Walters makes a run. Danny Lloyd plays him in, and I just creep into the box. Little finish.
Sweet.
Run off celebrating.
What's going through your mind there of that celebration?
Get off me, Danny.
That's because of all the celebrations he's been doing all year. He's just jealous it's not him.
Now, what's interesting for me is, as you've scored that and you run away to the left, do you know the photographer's out there?
No, honestly, not at all. I usually look for him before the game because he moves around, so it's just pot luck that it's there. I wish I were that intelligent.
And you were well positioned. Clearly, you do sit behind the opposition goal. That's right, is it?
Yeah, you do. I mean, I have to sit a bit deeper for some parts of the game because otherwise you don't get any pictures of your goalkeepers or your centre halves and that kind of thing. But particularly when we're at home, you like a nice spread of pictures of all the players, but you have to spend a good chunk of time behind the goals because that's where all this kind of stuff happens. Gaz has seen the end result, the photo we have, how quick that celebration happens. You wouldn't even know necessarily that picture was part of that. Yeah, because actually Lloyd is just dragging him to the ground. He's trying to enjoy himself and enjoy the goal that he's just scored. But you can see on their faces, they both obviously appreciated that, we were 1-0 down at the time. Gaz has pulled us back into it and we go on to win the game.
And we were saying, Gaz, it's one of those moments where the picture, the still, is actually better than the video, isn't it?
Yeah, by a mile. It looks quality. It's just like the sheer joy on both our faces. And it's a little bit of luck as well. Obviously, if I'm at the back post and score, I'll probably go to the other side. Probably because I'm a bit knackered or something. I'm quite happy when he dragged me down, to be honest.
I can't tell you how many celebration shots I've got which are all players running away.
Yeah, running away, yeah.
They don't always come to you. You make the most of what you can get.
And to be fair, that's, as you say, got whipped round. You had to make the most. Well, you did really well to make the most of it. Split second.
I mean, you've been at a good few clubs. What's the photography here? How does it compare to clubs you've been at previously?
It's good. Well, Mike's obviously a professional. You can tell when you look at them. It's not just like snap, snap, snap. Take like 20 photos. It's like maybe 4 or 5, but they're all like either an action shot or you're doing something, or with me just running around, chasing the ball. Yeah, tongue out.
And do you tend to keep them? Do you have them?
Yeah, I think everyone does. When you've had a good game, you look for photos. Like if say you've scored, especially you want to keep that photo because it's a good memory. And not even just for you, but your family and things like that, who might not have got to the game. Our Gary doing well, that kind of thing.
You had half an idea where Petch was for that celebration. Do you think the centre forwards know exactly where Petch is for the celebrations? Do they make a beeline for him? Danny Lloyd?
Yeah, well, I was going to say I'm not saying any names, but I'm sure Danny did, definitely. But then again, he should do because he's scoring like 20 odd goals, so he might as well. But with me, it's there's no point doing it because I'm only going to get like 2.
Lloydie definitely knew. I've even had moments during last season where he'd run in the wrong direction and turn around and come back again because he'd not seen me where he was heading for. But, he knew what to do with them afterwards as well. Though he was crafty with his social media and stuff. And I mean, I'm not saying I played a part in his move at all. But you look where that sort of
coverage gets you, because it gets you recognised.
Profile.
And, yeah, he's in the public eye, whether other teams must notice from our official outlets, from the club's official outlets, that players get mentioned more than others. It has to happen, doesn't it? That's just the nature of it.
And also for you, Gary, I mean, this was a significant goal. It was against your former club, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really one, you know, because it's like I keep going back to the same point, because I don't score many goals. I'm going to celebrate my goals. I don't really care who it's against. You know, it's an achievement for me to get on the score sheet. And I had some good times at Salford, and it was just, I end up leaving, and you're getting paid to represent your new club. And if I score a goal, well, I don't really put any thought into celebration. Just run off like an idiot.
Can I ask personally, given that you left last season, you went to Australia, and all right, you've come back. Do moments like those give you that pull towards a certain club? Not that that's the reason you've come back, but do you remember stuff like that as part of your time?
Yeah, well, you do. Every so often, like say you can't sleep at night, and you comes up on YouTube and you watch one, and then you watch another one, and you watch a game, and then you get a bit of nostalgia in it, really. But especially when I was over there playing like in front of about 16 fans in Australia, I'm thinking, what am I doing? But I had a good time, I suppose.
It's a great backdrop as well, Edgeley Park, isn't it? If you're going to have a picture of your career, you want it here.
It's proper, isn't it? It's proper.
That noise that the Cheadle makes as well when you...
It's fantastic. I mean, we've got FC United coming up, and then we'll have Salford at home. They'll all be big bumper crowds, won't they?
Yeah,
like
5,000 plus.
That was a bumper crowd, weren't it? And it's always better, you know, it's good playing. I remember, because I've come the other way. I've come from like lower leagues and come up, you know. So you appreciate it a bit more, instead of like some people have been at like crowds that are coming on as a sub in front of 20,000, and then you're coming kind of down a little bit.
Yeah.
But every time, you know, you go out and you feel that roar, I definitely feel it. And definitely makes it play better anyway.
And the picture you want to see, presumably in the near future, is going to be a promotion picture here at Edgeley Park.
That'd be fantastic.
Well, listen, all the very best.
Me as captain.
Thanks for your time. Cheers. Well done, mate.
Sorted.
Sorted.